Hi, my name is Annie Petersen, and I have been thinking about recording something for you for a while. And it only came to me in the last week, sitting out after a weekend of coach training and personal development work, and had a conversation with a couple from Chicago. I happened to be staying at a friend's beachfront condo in Oceanside, and I went to the Cohen restaurant right there, called 333 Pacific. And this couple was sitting next to me, and I ended up having this conversation around personal development and personal growth and the way we relate to things and the way things might be coming into fruition in our lives. And it dawned on me that maybe I should listen to the guy who was so interested in personal development that I should do something here on video. He's like, "Do you have a YouTube channel?" And I do have a YouTube channel. I just haven't done much with it yet. Um, and it's kind of funny. I was thinking about it because I'm a former television newscast producer, and I could produce the heck out of this thing. If I wanted to, I could probably get access to a high quality camera, maybe even a studio. I could write my own scripts. I could put in a bunch of graphics. But then you know what? It wouldn't actually be me. It would be this like combination of all these former past skills and talents that, while useful at the time, they just kind of clutter everything up. I mean, have you ever watched the news recently and try to pay attention only to see that there's like a graphic here and there's a and it goes to the next thing? Oh my God, I thought that was so cool. Um, about 10 or 12 years ago, when I was a producer in Las Vegas, I had so much fun thinking of all the different ways that I could communicate one simple thing. And you know what it was? I was up against the attention span of all of you. There was so much stuff going on, whether it was the kids or financial concerns. I think that this was we did our big desert underwater series because of foreclosures in the Las Vegas Valley at the time. There were just other things demanding attention. Well, not much has changed. Um, in fact, last week I came across something that I had posted on Facebook right after Twitter came out. And I said, "Really? 140 characters? Like the next thing I know, we're going to have the attention span of a toddler." And it seems like that's happening. And you're probably wondering, why on earth am I talking to you about this right now? Well, I didn't have a script. This is just what's coming down as the download. And here's how I see, and I invite you to look, that it might tie into your own personal growth and personal development. And that is, how many different things are there begging your attention of how to show up, of what to do, the action to take, who to talk to, and when? Write down the top 5 things that come to your mind. You may not even be anywhere on that list. You eating what you want to eat for breakfast, or going to the gym, or spiritual meditation time. And if it is, great, that's fantastic. But so many of us have things outside of ourselves begging our attention that we're kind of suffocated by it. So when I thought about my initiative in coaching and came up with Ignite Your Life, which was 6 years ago, it was really around this idea that we're burned out. Well, I was. I came into this work after 17 plus years in broadcast journalism as a producer. I'd worked overnight shifts. I had worked several, I don't know, 10 to 15-hour days. I had done the overnights, then gone back and worked a regular schedule, or the other way around. And in addition to that, the news was just kind of really grating on the core of my being. I was so sick and tired of writing and crafting stories about really awful things that happened to people. And things really, really pivoted for me when something awful happened to somebody I cared about, who I worked with. It was a very traumatic moment. And trauma is a buzzword, and reasonably so. And it should be. We all have some kind of trauma, whether it's an accumulative series of situations or relationships or occurrences in our life. That is what psychologists, and I'm not that, call complex PTSD. I happen to live with complex PTSD. In fact, I was diagnosed with it after that really awful thing happened. In journalism, we call it vicarious trauma. And that is because of the repetitive visual stimulation and auditory stimulation and information we read about those really awful, bad things that can happen to people. I finally decided I wanted to work with people on writing and crafting the story of their own lives that they actually want to live, where it's not a story, but a lived reality. And it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. If we think about it this way, the sun comes up every single morning, but there are often clouds in the sky. You never know what the weather's going to be. And the experience of personal growth and personal development and the way it then filters down into your leadership or into your family life or your professional growth is about being able to go through the weathered storms. So, this is my offering. If this is something that resonates with you and you've already done some healing work and you're not just there wondering if you might have some form of trauma, but you've actually already kind of confronted it, then I'd like to have a conversation with you about how we can move and create your super magical and wonderful life. And not magic in the sense of like Houdini, but magic in the sense that the very existence of us as people is just magisterial. We exist. We're here, we're living, we're breathing. I look at my hands, my bright blue nail polish, and I think somebody created that. We get to have this. We get to have clouds in the sky. We get to have the sunset. We get to have whatever animal you like. I was thinking the other day as I was walking down the street and saw two lizards, like blue belly lizards, like kind of going at it in the driveway. And it reminded me of just of like two playful cats playing. And the filter through which I saw it was playful. And if you're tired and you're burned out and there's a lot of conflict you're experiencing somewhere, either internally or externally, at work, at home, politically, you'd see it as a fight. And I'd like to support people in not having to fight and just choosing to thrive. So I'm going to be dropping some things here periodically as I figure out what it is that might resonate with you. In the meantime, go ahead and look me up on my website, igniteyourlife.coach. I'm scheduling complimentary conversations, and I'm working on an assessment that might really support you in getting from here to here. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for listening and taking the time to see something that just came out, not scripted, not beautiful with a lot of graphics, just something that I think might benefit at least one of you.